our abundance, at our nature, and like for a limited time, our souls are partitioning off their focus to experience the illusion of being limited. We live in the physical world where we're told that there are limited resources, but as I was saying, in like the non-physical world, like everything exists there. Everything is available to you in the non-physical world, and you have the ability to bring it through into the physical world. The scales are tipping in our favor. Hello and welcome to the July 2025 monthly energy reading. My name is Rachel. I'm an intuitive energy healer and spiritual guide, and we're going to be taking a look at the collective energies coming up for the month of July. Before we get into that, I did want to share that I am teaching on intuition, how to connect with your intuition in a very grounded and practical way. So if that sounds interesting to you, I have a free workshop available if you've been feeling called to connect with your intuition. I also have an energy healing series, a 7-day series on unblocking your intuitive channel. If that also feels interesting to you, there are links for both of those things in the description. I think those are the announcements. And as always, when it comes to these readings, take what resonates with you and leave the rest, and listen to your own intuition as you are receiving these messages. So let's all take a moment to come into the present. If it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. And let's take a deep breath into our bellies. And exhale. Good. Another deep breath in. Exhale. Letting go of anything that's ready to be released that isn't helpful for you. Let's take one more deep breath in. And exhale. Maybe shaking it out if that feels good for you. Good. Maybe if there's an intention you want to set for this reading too, that felt inspired to come through me to invite you to set an intention. And let's get started here on July. I still cannot believe how fast this year is moving. It's crazy. I'm just like, what is time? We're going to start with our first energy theme here for July. Okay, we have Silver Dragon. Illuminates your potential with higher light. Access untapped resources. Look into your soul. See higher possibilities. I believe this came out in May. And here it is again. It's interesting to see that like some of these theme cards, they come out like multiple months in the same year. The Silver Dragon energy, it feels so like clear and focused. It feels like unwavering. There's this energy of this beam of light that just like flows through you. It flows through all of us. That is like, I see it anchored into the earth too. It's like the core energy of the access you have to like the divine, to like infinite information, to the wisdom within you. Yeah, and I mean, the card says access untapped resources, look into your soul, see higher possibilities. And it just feels like we're at a turning point in the collective consciousness and as a species, really. And we're going into a higher dimension, a higher state of consciousness. And like we are all kind of being reoriented into focusing on truth, like real truth, and focusing on our nature, like who we really are as non-physical beings. Like everything is non-physical before it comes into physical form. And this feels like a redirecting your focus onto like the non-physical power within you. And again, I'm just seeing this like beam of white light, even like silvery light because it is the Silver Dragon. coming through like the center of your body and down into the earth, and it comes from above. And I burp when energy moves through. There's like releasing happening. Maybe you're experiencing that too as we like see this light coming through. I do want to invite you to actually visualize the light, right? So if you want to close your eyes, let's visualize this light that shines down from source energy, from the center of the universe, and it comes down into the crown of your head, down through your body. It is a bright white, silvery light, and it's very potent and strong, and it goes down into the earth, anchoring this wisdom into the earth. Just notice what comes up for you with that. Yeah, good. Whenever you feel comfortable, you can close or open your eyes now. Interesting. I want to see if anything else wants to come through with that. I don't think so. Let's see. Are we doing... The readings have been a little bit like different each time. So I want to tune in and see if we're doing our next theme or if we're going to be doing supportive energies for the silver dragon. I'm feeling we're going to be doing some supporting energies here. So we're going to pull some tarot cards for this silver dragon energy. And we immediately have the Hierophant popping out. And this is so fitting. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. The Hierophant has to do with being your own teacher, being your own guru, right? Like there are plenty of people in this world who have tons of information, and obviously you're sitting here receiving a channeled message, so you're aware of that. There are people who are able to bring through channeled information. Everyone can. I just want that to be made known as well. Everyone can. And there's just like so much information that we have access to in all forms. And this, I'm really feeling the importance of discernment with that. And with the Hierophant energy, it is very much of like, you know what's best for you, right? Like having it come out with this silver dragon energy and this like beam of light that's coming through us, it's like, you have access to that. Like you don't need to look outside of yourself for answers, for information. Obviously it's like so helpful to do that. I do that all the time, and like my you know, wounded parts, they panic and they feel like they have to like seek outside resources and answers and solutions. That's totally normal. That's part of being human. And also the invitation is to like get quiet and connect to the wisdom within you, right? Like that's why I'm teaching on intuition, because we, like, the world has a lot going on and a lot of information, and we need to be able to tune in to feel what is right for us, for ourselves, because everyone is having a very different experience. Reality is subjective and it's really important to know what's true for you. The King of Pentacles. Wow, yeah, the King of Pentacles, it's such a, I'm feeling this energy of like being on earth, right? Pentacles is earth energy, and this is feeling like being on earth and like bringing this power and wisdom into earth. And especially with like the king being fire, it's like that is like the creativity and passion, and there's a magic energy in the fire, and it feels like bringing that into the physical world. Interesting. Let me pull one more card here and see what comes up with the Hierophant and King of Pentacles. The Three of Cups. I don't read reversals, so they keep coming out upside down because I'm shuffling upside down apparently. So I wasn't sure if the camera was picking that up, but yeah, so I'm not reading reversals. Sometimes like reversal energy comes through with the way that I read, but when it comes, I read them upright. Anyways, we have the Three of Cups here, and this is about community. I am feeling like a celebration energy, like a bringing in joy energy. And with these three cards together, this feels like there is kind of this like gratitude and celebration energy I'm feeling about like earth energy, but it's also this like, because of this magical kind of period we're going through, I know it like it might not feel that way. It like surely does not feel that way for me right now. Just a little personal anecdote here. I've been dealing with a lot of intense emotions and processing, and it's been uncomfortable, and I have not been enjoying it. And every time I pull cards for myself, it's like very uplifting cards. When I ask about my energy, it's like, you know, it's the cards that people want to see in a reading, and I'm like, it does not feel like that. So it might not feel like that, but like there's so much happening behind the scenes that we aren't aware of. And that's something that I've been tuning into quite a bit, is really connecting to the non-physical space. Yeah, it feels like connecting to like your non-physical power, this like beam of light that I was speaking to, and your non-physical self, but in a very like earthly way, like in a very practical, grounded way. And like this card is also community. I may have said that already, but it does feel like in connection with others. Maybe there are some people that you've connected to recently that have similar beliefs, and if not, then you can definitely like set the intention to invite those people into your life and attract those people into your life. And coming in with the coming back to the King of Pentacles energy, let me just take a moment here. I want to sit with all of these cards together. It just feels so grounded and present. Like the Hierophant has a lovely masculine energy. The King of Pentacles obviously has a really nice masculine energy. This Silver Dragon is giving a little bit of like masculine energy. So it feels like very focused and grounded and like present, with like yourself in your process and in your life. And there is this like, with like this King of Pentacles card, I often with like, you know, Pentacles cards that have the similar imagery as this king, it often feels like a very luscious, like rich, luxurious energy, and it really feels like tuning into the richness of your experience. Interesting. Okay, let's move on to our next theme here. Pulling an oracle card here. Theme 2 for July. Mary Magdalene. Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Here we are with this. I love this card. I love the colors, and I love that there are lilies and roses here. It's such a beautiful energy. And this does harken back to this Hierophant energy that came up in the first theme, right? It's like being your own teacher. But this is also, I do feel the energy of you sharing with others in some way. And that is going to look different for everybody. It might not be you in a formal teaching role, or in even like you teaching someone something. It could just be you like embodying this energy that we have coming through, embodying who you really are, connecting in with this energy here, the community energy, like just being yourself teaches others to do the same. Subconsciously and energetically, right? Because our energy fields are constantly interacting with each other when we're around other people. And I would think maybe even people that are just like in our lives, our fields are probably connecting and interacting with each other even when we're on opposite sides of the world. And it feels like I'm feeling this importance of like really coming into your authenticity. The card says follow your inner call, and it really feels like being aligned with who you are and who you came here to be. It says don't let anything stop you. And so there's this like, I don't want to say urgency, but this like, the word fortitude is coming through. This like fortification even of like who you are and having that anchored into your actions, your thinking, where you're living from. It feels like this intentionality, like being intentional with who you're being, right? And that is like, that is how we teach others to do the same. Because like I said, like people learn from example. I didn't say that, but people do learn from example, but subconsciously it teaches people to be themselves as well, and energetically it gives them permission to be themselves. I'm really curious about the tarot cards that are going to come up with this. So let's pull our supporting energy cards here. The Four of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, coming back to like some earth energy here, and like there's a mindfulness of like your resources and a mindfulness of your physical reality. There's also this energy of like restructuring your physical reality, because four is like a foundation. It is like a foundation energy. Interesting. Let's see what else comes up before I keep going here. The Knight of Cups. Okay, loving that. And Justice. Okay, interesting cards here. So we had Four of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and Justice come through. Let's tune in here. This I mean the Justice card too, but let's talk about the Knight of Cups here for a moment. There's this this feels like that fortitude energy that I was speaking of, this like fortification energy, this kind of steadiness, right? Because like he's holding, there's something in the cup, right? Because he's holding it up, right? So there's something in there that is like you don't want to spill. So and he's on a horse, so it requires a little bit of like focus and intentional movements and directions that you're going in, right? So that you're not spilling what's in the cup. There's this like steadiness coming through, and it feels like leg is cramping, 1 second. It feels like that energy is within you and available to you, and that's something that is being like called through you this month, especially like in connection with this like follow the inner call, don't let anything stop you. Like that feels very much in this like Knight of Cups energy. Cups energy is emotions, it's love, it's I'm feeling this energy of like, let me see if I can put words to it. I'm feeling like that lusciousness energy coming through. It feels like abundance. Obviously cups is like water, so there's flow there, but there's this energy of abundance in here that I'm feeling. Like in this cups energy coming through, it feels like it's coming back to like our true nature, like recognizing who we are and that like we are abundance at our nature, and like for a limited time our souls are partitioning off their focus to experience the illusion of being limited. And like this justice energy, like with that, it feels like the scales are tipping in our favor is is what I'm feeling. it's like adjustments have been made for like the path to be clear for you to walk down. And it does feel like this like kind of restructuring of how you connect with and relate to physical reality, the physical world. And like, gosh, I'm feeling like this teacher awakens energy coming through as, whoops, coming through as like your soul emanating truth, like into your awareness and into your life, and for you to see and focus on. And especially with like the justice energy, like this really does speak to truth and alignment, and balance. Obviously, it feels like this readjustment of our focus onto like what really matters and what is actually real. A little bit of an affirmation or mantra I've been using lately, to kind of help with some manifestations I'm working on, is what is unseen is more real than what is seen. Something, I'm paraphrasing a little bit. I don't know exactly how I've been writing it. It's just kind of been more of an energy I've been experiencing. But it's like this idea that, like I'd mentioned earlier, like everything that comes into physical reality is first non-physical, and recognizing that like our physical reality is a projection of the non-physical, right? Of whatever it is that's going on in non-physical. And as human beings, we have egos and human minds that are designed to prevent us from seeing that, and from seeing like the broad potential of like possibilities that we have available to us. And this feels like a redirection onto focusing like an acknowledgement and understanding and a recognition of the non-physical being, like more holding the frequency of truth more than physical. And I don't want that to sound, I don't know. My mind is being like, that doesn't sound, let me explain things. That's what my mind is doing. It's like, let me explain this, but let me tune into my heart and see what wants to come through with that, right? It's not that physical reality is a lie or is full of lies. Obviously, lying exists and there are lies that exist, but it's more so that it's malleable. It's not permanent. It's temporary. It is not written in stone. What you see is not set in stone. It's not written in stone. But the experience of being human is to experience this idea and concept of physical reality, and we experience it being so set in stone and so real. Like, this is what we think is real because we can feel it and we can see it, we can smell it, we can taste it, we can touch it. But there's so much more that it could be. I think that is yeah, that is where we're at with that message and energy. So that's very interesting here. Yes, and like I am feeling this kind of softening energy coming through with Mary Magdalene, and with the Cups energy and the Knight of Cups. I love the Knight of Cups personally. I'm biased towards this energy. But it does feel like this softening energy. It's almost like a relaxing energy, like relaxing into the moment. Interesting. Okay, I wonder if what I said makes sense. I trust the process. So let's tune into what our next energy theme is going to be. I have the Ancient Stones Oracle here, tuning into the third theme for July 2025. Creativity, creative expression, trust your vision. Oh, love this. I'll show you in just a second. I just want to take it in here. I love the imagery on this card. Creativity, trusting your vision, letting yourself be expressive. This is so I'm just like loving it so much, because like we do this inner work, right? To, for whatever reasons that you might have. Sometimes it comes from a place of like needing your life to improve, wanting your life to improve. Sometimes it comes from just a desire to be in alignment, you know. It is what it is. Whatever it is your motivation is to do this inner work. And like, so we do this inner work, right? And we become this more aligned version of ourselves. And like, then what, right? And it's about like expressing that through us, right? Like, I know that a lot of people like struggle with creativity, because I think that we've been boxed in to think that creativity just has to do with art. But creative expression is so much about just how you show up in the world, right? Like, there was this energy coming through about like connecting to your inner call, your authenticity. And it feels like this feels like the expression of your authenticity, of who you really are, of who your soul came here to be. There's this energy of allowing, again, like this energy of relaxing into the moment that was coming through prior to this card. It feels like this energy of allowing, this energy of kind of going with the flow. But there's a deliberateness in this energy that's coming through for the month of July as well. There's a deliberate focus and intention behind it. It's not just living at the whim of whatever happens around you or living life on default mode. It's being very deliberate and intentional with how you're focusing your energy and attention. And it feels like the call is to focus it on your authenticity and your unique expression of who you came here to be. Okay, love that. Let's see what the supporting cards are here. The supporting energies for creativity. The Seven of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. So we have more Wands energy here. Okay, Seven of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. And so with this Seven of Wands energy, I'm feeling this. I mean, I am feeling the defensiveness energy coming through this, and it feels like this call to drop the defenses, but it doesn't feel like, so there's a way that we can work with ourselves and with the parts of ourselves and with ourselves and the parts of ourselves in a way that is like tender and gentle and nurturing, and from the position of a loving parent, rather than being upset with these parts of ourselves and wanting them to go away, and which is totally like a normal experience to have. Like I get really pissed at parts of myself. I get really pissed at like a lot of things, especially lately. It's normal. It's about how you work with that energy, and if you don't want to stay in that energy, right? So it's totally normal to be upset and to be frustrated and to be angry and even disappointed, like whatever it is, like totally valid. Like being human is just, it's a lot. It's just a lot to deal with. Anyways, there's a way to work with these parts of ourselves that maybe we don't like very much, that is a little bit more gentle, right? This kind of idea of like gentle parenting. I don't know much about it, but for those of you who do know about gentle parenting, there's this idea of gentle parenting with parts of yourself. I know I definitely need gentleness. I'm a sensitive girly. But it's like you might have these parts of you who are protecting you from opening up and from the things that you want. And we can work with those parts of ourselves in a loving way, right? Because they're trying to protect us, they're trying to keep us safe. So we want to approach them with gratitude and appreciation and recognizing that they're just doing what they think is right and what they think is best based on the resources and information that they have and that you have. And so we want to bring in a little bit of like I said, gentleness with them and understanding. And with like the Page of Wands energy with this here, it's like we are like, you are moving into something bigger, something exciting, like this new way of expressing yourself in the world. And this could also be like creative projects and the things that you are like creating, right? Like it definitely could relate to your art projects as well. But this is really about like what you're creating your life to be. I'm really feeling that with this Page of Wands energy coming through. It's like the fire underneath your passion and your creativity and what it is that you are working towards and what it is you're bringing into this world. And so I just want to bring the recognition in that like parts of you aren't comfortable with that. If they were, you would already be where you want to be, right? So there is this gradual process of working with these parts of ourselves that are trying to protect us and trying to keep us safe. And having the Nine of Cups come up here, this card is so much, there's an energy of abundance in this. There's an energy of gratitude and appreciation, right? And it does feel like this appreciation for how far you have come, like where you have been and how far you've come and what you've made it through. Quite frankly, like being alive isn't easy. It just isn't. Like being human is not easy. It's a lot, and being on the spiritual journey, it's also not easy. It takes a lot of courage and bravery to look at yourself, and to be deliberate with what you're doing with your life and how you're living, how you're showing up, and like undoing all of the default programs that are set in your processing system, your subconscious mind and your body. It really does take some gumption to live life differently than what has been defined for you, whether by the world or your caregivers or your traumas, right? Those things all shape how we see the world, and this is the invitation to like choose how you want to express yourself in the world. So let me tune in and see if there's anything more that wants to come through with this final theme before we wrap up here. I'm feeling the energy of safety, right? I think that that's what was trying to come through when I was talking about these parts of you that are defensive. They want you to be safe, right? They want you to stay safe. They want you to feel safe. They want to keep you safe. Like our brains have a lot of survival mechanisms in place to keep us alive. Biology is really good at figuring out how to stay alive and survive. And so it's so important to feel safe before you try to move forward with something. And so you don't want to force yourself to do things that throw you into dysregulation. You want to make sure that you feel grounded and present and safe. So nervous system regulation, I mean, it's gonna be huge for definitely the rest of the year, but definitely like if you don't have nervous system regulation tools, like do some research and Googling. At some point I am gonna have a free resource of nervous system regulation tools. Maybe this is my call to get that created for you guys. But focus on like taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself and making sure that you have your needs met before you venture out on this like new path, on this like new way of expressing yourself, right? Like parts of you might not feel safe doing that. And so the question is, what can you do to help them feel safe, right? Yeah. I just want to tune back into this Nine of Cups energy. Yeah, there's this like just like the abundance energy coming through here of like you know, we live in the physical world where we're told that there are limited resources, but as I was saying, in like the non-physical world, like everything exists there. Um, Everything is available to you in the non-physical world, and you have the ability to bring it through into the physical world. But this, I'm feeling this like this energy of tuning into the abundance of the non-physical, and like just kind of like sitting with it, right? Just being there with it and recognizing that like everything is available to you. That can be really challenging for our human minds to comprehend, and so that's why it's so important to like do the work to connect with our souls and connect to the universe, and open up energetically, open up our minds to the abundance that we are and that exists within us. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what resonated with you. Again, I have a free workshop on how to connect to your intuition. With this reading that we just had, it seems like it's, if this resonated with you, that might be something that is kind of perfect for you right now, because of this call to connect with ourselves and our authenticity. Our intuition is our soul coming through us, right? And it is our authenticity. It's our unique creative spark. And so if that feels interesting for you, it's available in the description. And if the energy healing series feels interesting to you as well, if that's how you want to start connecting with your intuition, that's available in the description as well. And if you resonated with this, I would love it so much. I'd really appreciate it if you liked this video and subscribe so that you can see more of what I'm offering. I'm going to be doing some more energy healings on this channel now that I have some more time and space and availability. And it also helps other people find this content too. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and a beautiful month of July. And I will see you next time.